wonderful smile live every day.
At U.S. Bank, when they say they're in it with you, they mean it. Not just for the good stuff, the grand openings and celebrations, although those are pretty great, but for all the hard work it took to get there, the fine-tuning of goals, the managing of cash and workflows, and decision-making. They're in to help you through all of it, because together they're proving day in and day out that there is nothing as powerful as the power of us. Visit usbank.com to get started today. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, copyright 2024 U.S. Bank.
Keep your business safe, secure, and spotless with the Omega Security Guard and Cleaning Team. Proudly located in Milwaukee and female-owned, Omega delivers professional security and tailored cleaning services to meet your needs. Whether it's event security or a custom cleaning plan, their dedicated team goes above and beyond to exceed your expectations. Because at Omega, they're not just your service provider, they're your partner in peace of mind. Contact Omega Security Guard today or online at OmegaSecurityGuard.com. Omega Security Guard and Cleaning, protecting what matters most.
Dear employer,
my name is Phil Martin.
My name is Michael Raskovich.
Ronaldo Bird.
Zach Deiser.
I am writing to express my excitement at the opportunity to join your team.
As someone on the spectrum,
I possess a unique set of skills
that sets me apart from other candidates.
My detail-oriented nature allows me to communicate complex ideas,
to break down data,
to have no fear in meeting new people.
I may communicate in ways that are different from what you are used to.
Structure, routine,
and clear expectation.
Help me do my best work.
My autism allows me to have a perspective that needs to be seen and heard.
It allows me to make the world safer and improve systems in ways others can't.
It allows me to bring people's inner worlds to life with my artwork.
My autism
will bring your team important insights.
Thank you for your consideration.
An autistic inclusive workplace is good for business. It's time to make a change. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/win.
You are listening to the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations. 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. A man charged with child enticement and abduction has been sent back to Wisconsin and is now in custody. 40-year-old Gary Day was arrested earlier this month at an Omaha truck stop where he was discovered with 17-year-old Sophia Franklin of Beaver Dam. Dodge County jail records indicate Day was booked into Dodge County Correctional Facility around 5:15 p.m. The 40-year-old Day is suspected to be the father of Franklin's unborn child. She is currently 5 months pregnant. Sarpy County officials say lesser charges against Day were dropped to expedite the extradition process. Some MPS schools may be set to reopen next week after weeks of lead cleanup. During the MPS Board of School Directors meeting on Thursday, Superintendent Dr. Brenda Casilius announced that with ongoing cleanup efforts, Fernwood Montessori could reopen as soon as next Wednesday. Dr. Casilius also announced that Starm's Early Childhood Center is 75% through with its lead cleanup and could reopen by the end of April. As for Lafayette School, Dr. Casilius said cleanup would take another 4 to 5 weeks before students can go back to class. Auto prices will continue to rise with ongoing tariffs. Mike Schlossman of Schlossman Subaru says prices will rise regardless due to parts being moved across the U.S. and Mexico border.
Some things will be impacted there, yes, because of the parts where they come from. So they'll have tariffs put on individual components opposed to the whole car. Parts go back and forth from the United States to Mexico, back to the United States. It's kind of goofy.
Schlossman says anytime parts cross the border, prices will continue. The man accused of murdering and dismembering a 19-year-old woman from Milwaukee returns to court today. Maxwell Anderson will appear in his final pretrial hearing at the Public Safety Building downtown. Anderson is charged with first-degree intentional homicide in the death of Sade Robinson. He's accused of killing Robinson after a date and then dismembering her before dumping her body parts across Milwaukee County in April of 2024. Anderson's jury trial is set to begin May 27th. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on the new 1017 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed
course it is.
It's a lot of adjustment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. I'm upset today. You know why? Because it's Pop-Off Friday. And I got so much stuff filled in my... I don't have enough time today, so I'm going to keep talking at 6 o'clock. And when we go, I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I need to start a podcast. Either a Pop-Off Friday podcast or a... I think that's what I'll do. And so, one of the things that has me a little burned today is Carmelo Anthony. So if you don't know who Carmelo Anthony is the African-American male who stabbed and killed the person down in Texas, down in Frisco, or near Frisco, one of those. And everybody's upset because he made bail. Like the judge lowered the bail from $1 million to $250,000. And it always reminds me that, you know, white people's lives are way more important than black people's lives. Or, I don't know. So, why is it that when we make bail reasonable, people get mad? Now, had it been a white kid that stabbed a white kid, they wouldn't care. If it was a white kid that stabbed a black kid, the black kid had to have done something wrong. And I'm pontificating about it because I'm trying to figure out exactly what happened. But what I'm going to do is wait for the actual, evidence and trial to come out. And so I heard, skimming around the news, that somebody on Fox News, I think it was a black guy from Florida, I forget where he's from, was saying how he should cop a plea. I said, did you say that when the white guy in New York, where a black guy who had clearly had mental health issues was screaming and hollering, and they felt scared? He didn't make a move toward anybody. They felt scared. Didn't have a weapon, didn't have a knife, didn't have a cane, didn't have a gun, didn't have a piece of brick, didn't have a rock, didn't have anything. Choked him out and killed him, and he got acquitted. But now I'm sitting somewhere in a chair, some white dudes come up to me and start messing with me, and I feel threatened, and I have an illegal knife. I don't know whether or not it was legal to carry that knife for someone his age. I don't think so. Not in the state of Texas, anyway. And he stabs him and he kills him. And he said he felt threatened. Why are you not believing the juvenile black kid, but you're believing the grown white male veteran who clearly, if he was a Marine, should have had enough control over his emotions. And he didn't. And so we praise, and they kept talking about he was a veteran. No one cares that he was a veteran. I don't care. You being a veteran doesn't put you above the law. I don't care whether or not you serve this country or not. I don't care if you're a police officer and you serve the city. You are not above the law. You. Especially when you commit that crime, killing somebody. Now, if you want to have a jury trial, now watch this. I don't like the outcome of the jury trial, but if that's what the jury said, that's what the jury said. I believe in the rule of law. But don't sit here and act like Carmelo Anthony is some evil, because what we do, especially in white society, is we minimize middle-aged and older black males, and we adult children. But you know they're smart. Look at them. They're conniving. They're evil. He's a juvenile with a juvenile brain. I didn't see white community blowing up when the Slender Man girls stabbed the girl 19 times. They screamed and hollered, so we could save these girls. They got mental health issues. Why can't this little boy have mental health issues? Why can't that mitigate it? The fact that white students are coming at him and threatening him and attacked him. But somehow you don't believe him because he's a black kid. Somehow it's always the kid's fault when they're black. And my question to you today is, can you prove me wrong? And when you point to that, I'm going to point to the white male veteran who literally choked the life out of a person who did not do a thing to him, didn't touch him, didn't scream at him, didn't do anything of that sort. But yet, we have to sit here and look and watch because this fool decided I just don't get it. I just don't understand. I don't understand why we are constantly held to a standard of perfection, of being older than we really are. I just don't get it. And how is it that you then go after the judge who lowers the bail from $1 million to $250,000 when you haven't held people on $1 million bail when they kill somebody with their car and they're drunk? Oh, I forgot. It was a white kid. And so I've been giving this some thought. What do you call this? And I kept coming up with words and I couldn't figure out what it was. And it just didn't help me to really think about the words I wanted to use because none of them fit. And then it hit me. It's a form of racism. It's a form of, like, I was trying to put my finger on what exactly is this? It's not bigotry, but it's not just plain racism because, you know, the system in Texas should work for everybody, but I guess it doesn't. And then it hit me. It's hypocrisy. But then, because it's white people, it's racialized hypocrisy.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 101.7 The Truth.
Our fourth annual Torilo Community Cleanup presented by 1MKE is in the books and was a day to remember. Over 10,000 gallons of trash was collected by our nearly 300 volunteers in just one day. Together we made a difference and helped make our great city a little more beautiful. Thank you to all who came out and showed out for the community cleanup. And of course, thank you to our powerful partners, 1MKE, Cousin Subs, Ray's Coca-Cola, Landmark Credit Union, and Waste Management.
It's party time at Cousins Subs. For a limited time only, Cousins 2-foot party subs are back. Choose from the ham and provolone, Italian special, or turkey. Each party sub is just $39.99. Feeds 5 to 8 people and requires 24-hour notice to order. And now you can complete your party by adding a party chip bag and a dozen chocolate chip cookies for just $4.99. Order today in store, online, or on the app. Cousins Subs. We believe in better.
My overall experience with Gruber Law Offices has been phenomenal.
The treatment was excellent.
They will be supportive of you. They will listen to you.
It was a great experience knowing that I had people to help me.
I know I could count on them to do what I needed to get done.
Experience with Gruber was great.
They gave me my life back.
It was amazing.
He gets results.
We know how to win. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Gruber Law Offices had my best interests at heart.
What are some of the things that we need to really focus on to get our fair share of these opportunities, i.e. access to capital?
You know, it's very important to always think about building a strong business plan, understanding the financial parameters around what you're trying to accomplish, building great networks and great relationships so you can have partnerships in building out your dream. And then finding a good financial partner like Old National to help really orchestrate your vision of the organization. And then, as you know, DT, you wouldn't be where you're at because you're phenomenal, doing great work. And then you have to really have to go to work. If you have that dream, you have that vision, the business plan, the financial piece, then you have to really work at it and keep building.
Learn more about the Old National Bank Small Business Empowerment Loan by visiting oldnational.com/small business or contact a small business banker at Old National Bank.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. See, now I got to look up. Y'all done got me so upset and so mad. I got to look up what I'm supposed to talk about today because it's Pop Off Friday. And if you have anything you want to pop off about, 833-212-1017 is the number. It's just one of them days. And then on top of it, it rained and rained and like rained and rained and rained and rained. And so I'm like what's really going on here? Because I woke up, I heard, and I'm like, what is that? And I looked outside and it was all foggy. And I said, oh my gosh, it's foggy. No, that's not fog, that's rain. I was like, wait, rain? And I guess April showers bring May flowers, but I don't want to see no flowers this May. Like, I'm okay not seeing any flowers. I'm perfectly fine not seeing any flowers. But one of the things we have to remember, this is all racialized hypocrisy. We're supposed to believe that the justice system works for us. And then the first thing Byron, whatever his name, Donald says from Florida, I think is a U.S. representative. I think it's, he should plead. No, you shouldn't plead. Have your day in court. And if you didn't do anything, get acquitted. You should be acquitted. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense at all. By the way, you can stream and watch us on YouTube at 1017thetruth.com, and make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a minute of the show. Not really. A city girl said, what makes me upset is that the Anthony family feels like they have to move because of all the threats. Well, yeah. He's at home on house arrest. So here's the deal. You call the district attorney's office in Dallas and you tell them that because he's being threatened, we expect the police or the DA's office to send people from the county
or the city for protection because it's your job. It is your job. And if you don't like it, too bad. Because you pay taxes just like they pay taxes. And when I say they, I mean everybody else that lives in Frisco. And that's one of the things that we need to remember is that sometimes your biggest fight is the fact that you're a taxpayer. And so when you're a taxpayer, you get to do those types of things, right? You get to stand up and go, excuse me, yes, I pay taxes here, so I expect you to listen to me. I expect you to do whatever I say do, if it's within reason. Why? Because I'm a taxpayer. But for some reason, we have decided we don't do that. We have decided that if you're black, your taxes don't quite count for some reason. Well, you pay taxes, but it's a black kid. Then because it's a black kid, we get treated different. Because, black children are just smarter than everybody. They are the smartest kids in the world. They're so smart, they can be dastardly. They can come up with these ideas. We infantilize little white girls and say how nice they are and how innocent they are. And we make adults of black males so that we won't feel bad when we try them as adults and throw away the key. 833-212-1017 is the number. White Widow, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Afternoon, Dr. Ken.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Hi. I just want to comment. I hope they get a change of venue as far as that trial for that young guy down in Texas, because it doesn't sound like they're going to get a jury who's going to give him any chance, number one. Number two, you mentioned months ago that you had considered a trip to Paris, and I'm going to encourage that. I was raised like you were, inner city single mom in the system. And once I got elected to be a union official.
White Widow, what does inner city mean? I don't know what that means.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't use that terminology with you. North side. Anyways, north side. But the fact
the
of the matter
is
is,
inner city too, right?
It ain't in my inner city. I never went past that viaduct as a rule.
But if you use inner city as meaning black people or poor people or lower middle class people, it's kind of an insult.
No, I grew up there.
Don't tell me no. Don't tell me no. I'm saying it's an insult.
Okay, and I'm saying I was born and raised there. We had no problem relating to the fact that we're from the inner city.
She's stuck on. What does the inner city mean? What is that code
33rd in Garfield.
Listen to what I'm saying. Okay,
15th in Cherry, 28th in Brown.
You don't understand what I'm asking.
Logistically.
Okay, thank you, White Widow. What you got to say? I didn't hang up. Did you hang? No. I didn't tell you that. Did you hang up? No, don't do that. Don't say that. No. I'll handle that. I can handle it. I'm tough. See, he don't think I'm tough. He think I'm gonna cry like a baby. See, here's what happens when you have a producer who's younger than you. They think you cry like them. They're my feelings. See, I was gonna have White Widow. If you want to finish, give me a call back. Give me a call back. We okay. We fine. We fine. We okay. Give me a call back. 833-212-1017 is the number. The thing about inner city drives me crazy because that's code word for white people saying black people don't go there. That's the inner city. As opposed to what? The outer city? It's just insulting. Urban. Oh, it's, urban education. That's code word in universities for black people. And I say, if you do it, don't go. I literally did not get, I was going to get a bachelor's degree in education, and I didn't. Because when I looked, they said, oh, yeah, you can get a degree in urban education. What if I want to teach in the suburbs? Like, that's insulting. Isn't education the same? What are you teaching people because you think, now, granted, black people do this too. Our children are special. Yeah, they so special, they not graduating. They so special, you put them in MPS where they don't learn anything. That's on you. Reading, writing, arithmetic, phonics. That's it. Lifesaver. Sorry about that, White Widow.
That's okay. No harm, no foul.
Hey,
I just want to
wait. It wasn't me. It was him. We're going to blame him.
Yeah, it was me.
No, don't. Look. Just take it.
What?
No, I'm looking at the producer. Just take it. You know, I got to poke him because I'm like, really? Like, I can. Look. I hang up on the best of them. That's what this finger's for.
You're right about that. I resemble that statement. You do hang up on the best of them. All I want to tell you is that it's...
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all I want to say is that I was fortunate to be elected, and through that I was able to travel. And the first time I got out of Milwaukee, because as a kid, you know, I never went anywhere outside of the city, but it was amazing. I went to D.C., and I couldn't believe it. I was looking around, and, you know, this is 30 years ago. I couldn't believe it. You know, there was black people with suits and business, and I didn't see that in Milwaukee, you know, and I waited till I got to a safe person. I said, these black people are so successful in D.C. It's not like Milwaukee.
Wait. You got to a safe person?
Yeah, a safe person. The union was full of racists. I couldn't get, when I was editor, I couldn't put a picture of Martin Luther King on the union.
What's a safe person?
On the union board.
What's a safe person?
A safe person is someone who I could be safe with when I asked my question.
A black person?
There wasn't many safe people in our union.
A black person or what?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was safe. But anyway, but what I want to mention, though, is that one of my, you know, I was not a traditional union official, and because I got out of the box and I did many, many firsts in this country, and anyways, it doesn't matter. Abroad noticed me, and I got an offer to come to Paris to tour the Renault plant and the car plant and do a critique on health and safety. And you know what? I want you to go to Paris. You know, it seems like the United States has not evolved.
White people always telling black people what to do. I want you to go to Paris.
You said before you were considering going to Paris.
Well, I didn't
I'm
go because of COVID.
I'm encouraging you.
I didn't go because of COVID.
Oh.
That's why.
But try to get there because it's a different world. I mean, you know, I obviously touring a plant and everything was not fun or anything, but I had one day where my, you know what they did? They took me shopping and I went into a boutique and it was great. But the fact of the matter is,
how's all this helping?
What?
How's all this?
Black people's shoulders are not rounded in Paris. The country has evolved where they have embraced the black culture. They have ingrained the black culture in their society. Hey, let's not forget, what is it, once a year, a black kid gets killed by a cop in Paris. The next day, the cop's on the TV saying, I'm sorry, because they realized it was a knee-jerk reaction based on
not everything is a knee-jerk
racism.
reaction. You know, just listen.
But this incident, she admitted it. The cop got on the next day.
Sure, in that instance, sure, absolutely.
Right.
Cops do dumb, stupid stuff and shoot people. But don't
but the fact is that happens once a year in Paris.
Well, it happens once a year here. I don't know. Like,
it happens more often. I'm just saying the culture is better. They've embraced black people and they've encouraged and they've entwined them into their society. And it's all different. It's so different.
So should I move?
And it was funny. No, you just I was going to move after my husband died, but I told if it wasn't for my grandkids, I would. But the fact of the matter is that it was funny because once in the boutique, when a black woman heard me speak that I was American, and she looked at me like I called her mother a name. I mean, it's just that they know what's up in America.
If you want to live by stereotypes and let people paint you into a corner, but one of the things is that when you accept things as being normal, and then you tell other people that actually this is the way it should be, you're doing exactly what black people complain about by telling us and becoming our ally and telling us what we need to do.
No, that's not what I'm encouraging. What I'm saying is go to Paris and just feel the difference from America. Just go to another country that has evolved, that isn't in the dark ages as America is.
First of all, America's not in the dark ages. Number two,
yes,
there are significant. Okay, we can agree or disagree, but you said yes, your piece. Now I'm gonna say mine. We're not in the dark ages. Thank you for the permission. We're not in the black ages, the dark ages. We're not in a place. Is it tough here? Yes. Are there racial issues here? Yes. Is there racism? Yes. But the problem is, I've been successful. My friends have been successful. And the majority of black people have been successful. What I need white people to do is, I didn't ask you to interrupt me. I didn't interrupt you. So don't do that.
Go ahead.
That time I didn't interrupt you. I let you finish. Let me finish. Is that okay?
Go ahead.
Thank you.
I agree.
I haven't even said anything and she agrees. See what I mean? Ally.
I'm not an ally.
Oh, I know. Trust me, I know.
What do you know about me that I don't know then? What is it, Dr. Ken, with your elitist academia? What am I?
Oh, now she calls me elitist because now she's mad at me.
Academia elitist. Of course you succeeded, and we applaud that. But did you take that elevator back down?
Why don't you?
Or did you get to your goal of teaching in a suburban school? Did you take the elevator back down, or did you get your goal of teaching in a suburban school, which means you're somewhat detached from what's happening out here when it comes to our black children?
You sound like a complete and total fool being a white woman trying to tell a black man who grew up in a major metropolitan city, poor, and on welfare, well, I don't care what you did. That's the problem. I don't care. You seem to think that because you pontificate,
Dr. Ken.
You seem that because you pontificate, you're like these other fools and want to call somebody an Oreo or tell somebody they work at a white suburban school. You don't know anything about me. Why don't you try to ask
I'm not calling you an Oreo. And now that you brought it up,
Bye. 833-212-1017 is the number. I'm like, it's just idiocy. It's Pop-Off Friday, but my gosh. Elitist? So successful black people are elitists. Watch this. You ready? All of 1017 The Truth must be elitist then. They're all successful. Graduated from college, went to school, at least graduated from high school. We're elitist. Wow, I didn't know that. I've never had a black hater that was a white woman that sounded like a black person that hated black people who were successful. Like that is the twist for me. That is the twist. And the bottom line is, it's unfortunate because some of the words you use are some of the words that white people who want to like pacify us and pat us on the head like we're puppies or something. Oh, I want to fight for like you doing somebody a favor. I mean, I get it. But at some point, don't patronize me. And then when you get mad, the only thing you have is elitist academician? Like, really? And then you didn't even get the word right. It's academician, not academic. But then if you say that, you're being elitist. So I guess I'm elitist. At least I'm not trying to be who I'm not. At least I'm being who I am. And I stand up to it. But don't sit here and try to make yourself to be some white savior that we don't need. Treat people with dignity and respect. They'll treat you with dignity and respect, regardless of race. You're kind to somebody. That's it. I just simply asked you, why are you using the word inner city as if it means something because you're proud because you grew up on 33rd and something, when in actuality, it was all white back then. So if you grew up on 33rd and Burleigh in the 1950s or 60s, it wasn't black. But then again, I guess we got it again. Racialized hypocrisy. And now with 101.7 The Truth traffic, here is Debbie Lazaga.
A few accidents still out on the road to deal with. First of all, 894 southbound at Beloit Road. We've got the right shoulder blocked with that. Then we've got another accident on the Rock Freeway northbound to northbound 894 ramp in the Hale interchange. That's off on the right shoulder. We've got some delays on eastbound 94, basically right through the Barker Road area, back on the brakes from 84th Street through the stadium. Northbound 43, watch for delays from before North Avenue all the way up towards Keefe. Southbound is pretty quiet. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. A few storms early, mostly cloudy, a low of 44. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, filtered sunshine with a high of 53. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Attention small business owners. In-person registration for the City of Milwaukee Vendor Fair scheduled for April 24th from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. is now closed. If you missed registration, a recording of the event will be made available online after the vendor fair. For more details, you can visit milwaukee.gov/DOA event. That is milwaukee.gov/DOA event. This event is a gateway to expand your business through workshops, networking, and direct access to knowledgeable city staff regarding contracting and small business enterprise certification. Interested in expanding your small business via government contracting but can't make the event? Email devcord@milwaukee.gov to learn how small business enterprise certification with the City of Milwaukee can take your business to the next level. Sponsored by City of Milwaukee, Department of Administration, City of Milwaukee Purchasing Department, and City of Milwaukee Department of City Development. For more information, you can visit milwaukee.gov/DOA events.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
The more you listen to your kids, the closer you'll be. So we asked kids, what do you want your parents to hear?
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
We're not adults, so just be there and listen. I just want someone to yap to. And I just feel like I'll be fine if someone just hears me talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk.
You're doing a really good job. And I don't think I tell you that enough. And I know sometimes we get into it and it's just hard on both of us. But try to understand me more and I'll try to do the same.
Listening is a form of love. Find resources to help you support your kids and their emotional well-being at sounditouttogether.org. That's sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Snime. After beating the Tigers earlier this week 2 out of 3 times, the Milwaukee Brewers will now shift their focus to the Athletics this weekend. Tonight will begin a 3-game set as the Athletics come into town. First pitch tonight is set for 7:10. And over to the NBA, where good news out of Milwaukee. Bucks guard Damian Lillard has been cleared for full basketball activity. Bucks president Peter Feigin on WTMJ on Thursday. Not predicting exactly when Dame could be back, though.
We're not predicting what game in this series or not. This is literally day one of kind of being cleared, so I think we're going to take it as it goes, but it is really great news.
Great news indeed, as it's the Bucks and the Pacers. Game 1 on Saturday. That's set for noon. The Sports Update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown team. Member FDIC.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. It's Pop Off Friday. 833-212-1017 is the number. All right. CBS 58 has a story that board members of MPS are weighing a possible lawsuit against lead paint companies. The board member bringing the resolution says it's an attempt to explore ways the district can get help paying for future testing and possible remediations at dozens of schools. The resolution calls for MPS administration to work with the city of Milwaukee City Attorney. Tell them to get their own attorney. Y'all got your own money. You're your own district. Pay for your own attorney to explore whether the city and district has grounds to file a lawsuit against lead paint makers. So here's the stupidity of the resolution. You ready? First of all, we live in such a litigious society that we want to blame somebody else for our idiocy. So I did a little digging. The United States of America. Nope. I got one thing to do before that. Hang on a second. I need to make a quick calculation. Okay. The United States of America banned the manufacturing of lead-based paint. When do you think that happened? Z. When do you think? I don't know what to call you. What do I call you? Xavier? Z? Hey, you? No, I ain't calling you X. There's only one Malcolm X. You ain't it. Hey! Hey! You're like, what? Xavier.
But I'd say 1976.
Okay. DJ Brother Z. When did the U.S. ban manufacturing of lead-based paint, house paint?
1972, he says.
72. 1978. So y'all both in the ballpark. 47 years ago. These fools didn't have 47 years to correct the mistake that was made that the U.S. banned in 1978. Now, did they ban it for commercial use? I don't know. Be that as it may, somebody in America knew that lead in paint was bad. Now they're going to try to sue somebody. The sheer stupidity of just recognizing that you have to pay. Like literally, you have to pay. There was a settlement in California in 2019 where paint makers agreed to pay $305 million to 10 of the state's counties and cities, including L.A. and all that, right? Sherwin-Williams, ConAgra, and NL Industries. So if you're going to find out who made the lead paint back when that school was built, when it was, quote unquote, the miracle metal, and now we know the things that it can do, well, oh well. In the meantime, why don't you just mitigate the school? Because we're going to do everything in our power. Meanwhile, we close down the schools and move the kids. Meanwhile, we're still waiting for a plan. Well, we called the CDC and they couldn't help us. Y'all grown. The school board is grown. How many people y'all got working for MPS? Y'all can't find one person that can help y'all? Oh, that's right. The maintenance guy y'all fired. So what are we doing? This is sheer idiocy. This is sheer idiocy. Talking text line, somebody said, Dr. Ken, hey, it's, somebody said, you seem angry today. Hope everything's okay. That's what Tony said. I said it's Pop Off Friday. Look at this. White Widow said, go to hell, doctor. And I use that term loosely. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Ridiculousness. Why aren't we emotional today? Why aren't we emotional? You just get tired of people just like, oh, well, I know you need help automatically, and I'm just here to help. What is that? You should go to Paris. They like black people. I need to go to Paris for. I'm right here. I live around people that like black people. You know what? They black people. I don't need to go somewhere to be validated by white people. Oh, I want you to know that we really welcome you here and we love you. Go away. I got enough family, enough friends, enough all that to not, I'm okay. I'm in enough organizations. I get to travel. I get to do like what? So I'm going to go to another country? Oh, it'll make you feel good. No. Because I won't have the same rights I have in America. I won't have the same opportunities I have in America. I won't have the right to speak and say what I want to say like I do in America. So, yeah, France, that's cute, but no. I'm actually going to keep myself right here. I most certainly am. So I'm just, yeah, I don't get it. I ain't doing that now. Eight 833-212-1017 is the number. I get it. I get it. Y'all, trouble. You know what? See, no.
Just put the paper up.
What if I don't want to read it now? It's Friday. 833-212. We're just having fun. It's Friday. 833-212-1017 is the number. You got a beef. You got a problem. You want to scream. Give a brother a holler.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Start jamming in the morning and get your daily drop of juice.
Juice gets you hydrated and started for your day. And that's what we plan to do from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Every single morning, we're going to be keeping you in the mix, talking about everything you care about all before 9 a.m.
So wipe that crust out your eyes and get ready for jamming with juice.
Turning your mornings into your favorite part of the day.
Get that stank breath out of here. Brush your teeth.
It's it, bro. You like, what? Catch Jammin' with Juice.
From 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Good morning, Milwaukee.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They treated me like family.
They're actually people that you can depend on.
They made me feel seen. They really treated me like I was a part of their family, a part of their team.
They ask how you're doing, how you're feeling.
They're just so welcoming and so sweet and kind.
It's like family, caring about another member of the family.
If you've been injured, it costs you nothing to see if Gruber Law Offices can help.
Gear up for a great time as Sports Milwaukee hosts Milwaukee Tailgate Week, presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Set for April 24th to the 26th, Milwaukee Tailgate Week features a variety of gridiron activations for all ages, steeped in Milwaukee's iconic sports history, brews, restaurants, and venues. As the 2025 draft takes center stage in Green Bay, Sports Milwaukee and the Cream City are excited to welcome the football world to Wisconsin. For tickets, go to visitmilwaukee.org/tailgate. Brought to you by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world class.
Use promo code VISIT for 50% off. This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Mike, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Hey, Dr. Ken. So you mentioned that the lead paint has been not allowed for 47 years, correct?
You're right. House paint.
So
let me get that right. House paint.
So it is just house paint?
Yes.
Because I'm wondering how 47 years, and our local news station, Channel 12, they're interviewing the mayor as if it's Donald Trump's issue to fix, and like him firing people is part of the problem, even though this has been an issue for 47 years.
It was an issue before Donald Trump was president. The first time it was an issue before Clinton was a president. Like it was before Bush, before around Carter's time, and they banned it.
Yeah.
It's not the president's fault that somebody bought paint with lead in it, because that's what they bought, and now they don't.
But now we have the issue with the schools in Milwaukee. So who is in charge of making sure that didn't happen?
The school board.
Well, I wish our local news affiliates would get on that page, because they act like it's not. They don't know what to do. I mean, this has been an issue for 47 years.
Watch this. At least. That means that when you came up to the time of banning it, that means at least, 15, 20 years prior to that, you knew there was an issue, and the U.S. finally came in and banned it. Like, really?
I just think our local news is terrible at reporting facts, and they're leaning towards one way, and if anything goes against that, then they don't want to talk about it.
Well, they're trying, and so when I say it, I get accused of being conservative or supporting Trump and all that. But what it came down to is that if you have to go to the Center for Disease Control to help you do something that's been in your city for at least 47 years, and you've done nothing about it, what do you need a plan for somebody to mitigate lead? Why don't you go find a company that mitigates lead and then go get a price, go get a referendum, pay for it, and then mitigate lead and save children?
And one more thing, were you a fan of Chappelle's show?
Of who?
The Chappelle Show.
Oh
Dave
yeah,
Chappelle?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, okay, so as a member of the white delegation, if we don't want a widow, she doesn't represent us. She's a terrible person, and I appreciate you.
First of all, I'm not going to let you.
letting.
No, don't trash her. She has a right to her voice and her opinion, and she could be challenged like anybody. But I don't think anybody represents their race just because they say something.
Yeah, I agree. I'm sorry. That was my take on a joke.
I know. Don't do that.
I'm trying to make a joke.
I know, but don't do that. See, Mike. Causing trouble on Friday, Mike. See, that's your new name. Causing trouble on Friday, Mike.
You said pop off Friday.
Well, but you didn't pop off. I need you to be upset or mad about something. You mad about White Widow? Are you mad about White Widow?
I get mad at White Widow anytime she calls. Tori's show, your show.
Show her some love. Hey, show some white solidarity. That's all I'm saying.
Nah. Have a good weekend. Have a good weekend, bud.
All right, take care. 833-212-1017 is number. I hurry up and get to Eastside Corey. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin wants you to know that there's lots of buzz going around about the draft, but you won't find one seeping through Pella's Windows and Doors. In fact, you should make Pella your number one pick because right now you can take advantage of no interest financing options or free glass upgrades. Their talented designers and installers can match your unique home through seamless customization. Certain restrictions apply, and the deal ends April 30th. So place your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com. What you want, Eastside?
I wanted to say happy Friday. And is it Good Friday?
Yes, it is.
3 days. Thank you, Jesus.
Okay, I'm going to put your phone on hold because you sound kind of weird and there's some phasing going on and all that. Let me see if I can squeeze Carolyn in. You're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Hey, Dr. Kim. Just wanted to tell you happy Easter to you and yours.
Happy Easter to you, too.
About France, no, I would miss them because, first of all, she has to know that there's different kind of blacks there. And the blacks that she are talking about are European and African. So don't just assume on that right there, okay? And my other thing is I really like how you kind of like de-escalate people to make us look at, wait a minute, that's your point of view. It doesn't represent everybody.
Correct.
So I appreciate that about you.
Because I done argued with you about some stuff, too.
You sure did, but you see it didn't get my dandruff.
It shouldn't get anybody's.
I'm too old and too wise to let anybody get my dandruff. If your name ain't Jesus, then hey, baby, help you.
Yep. And if that's the case, you should be holding your head down, not up.
That's right.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. 833-212-1017 is the number. I got like 30 seconds. Eastside, is your phone better?
Does it sound better now?
Much better. Much better.
I had laryngitis. I just wanted to say for between you and me, I don't always agree with you, but I have mucho respect. You've carried yourself for the last couple of days from being called out of your name to bringing on a lovely guest yesterday who I am so excited about getting her book.
Please do. It is a phenomenal read.
That interview I listened to twice, it blew me away. It was exactly what I needed for my brain and my heart. And I appreciate your enthusiasm, okay?
Yeah.
Have a great Easter.
All right, take care. Happy Easter, Eastside. Talk to you.
Thank you, sir.
He called me sir. Oh, somebody loves me. He called me sir on Pop-Off Friday. What you shaking your head for? What you shaking? No, you don't go out. What we doing? See, we're going to have to fight. I'm going to have to fight X on the break. So if y'all hear some fisticuffs, you know. Y'all hear some fisticuff up in here, it's what it's going to be. It's going to be me. You know what? I got top 5 at 5. We're going to do 5 rounds at 5 o'clock, right? Right after the news. Me and X going to go. See how tough he is. Y'all know I'm over 60. I'm going to fall out as soon as he going to go, and I'm going to go, I'll just fall out. Oh, my God, he hit me. He punched me. Oh, my God. And it'll be an automatic felony because I'm technically a senior citizen. Life is good when it's on your side. I'm telling you. No, seriously, it's wonderful. I'm going to fall out. Fall out. Dr. Ken, Truth Fam, hey, SE. Everybody, like, what y'all doing? What y'all talking about? Y'all be blowing up the talking text. Like, y'all need to be nice to each other. You're supposed to be, listen, Chauncey says, since Oreos keep popping up, note that this particular brand of cookie depicted on the photo above are not only less fattening. No, there's no such thing. Sugar. If it's sugar in it, no. This is my last week eating any sugar, any bread, all that stuff. I'm going on a complete and total diet, vitamins, all that stuff. So when y'all see me in about 6 months, one word, tight.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, Gruber Law Offices, and The Truth have raised the stakes for this year. The One Call That's All Gruber Cash giveaway is now a $5K giveaway. Yes, you heard it right. $5,000 giveaway. Every weekday on 1017 The Truth, you will have the chance to be entered to win the $5K giveaway. Listen to The Truth for the One Call That's All cue to call for your chance to win $5,000. Gruber Law Offices. One Call That's All. Visit 1017thetruth.com for official contest rules.
As clutch of a player to ever play basketball.
It's Dame time on Season 4 of Behind the Bucks on Bucks Plus.
This year I was like, I need to impose myself more on this team.
Explore Damian Lillard's journey to becoming a top 75 player in NBA history.
That's what really had me feeling like this is going to be great.
Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and H&R benefits consultant. Find Bucks Plus on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Maya is always on the move, and so is her money. Buy this here, deposit that there. She and her money are a lot to keep track of. Good thing Maya banks with Landmark Credit Union and uses their amazing mobile app. Maya checks her balance, deposits checks, pays bills, even transfers money between friends. So while Maya is coming and going, she can see her funds coming, going, and, best of all, growing. Landmark Credit Union. Banking made easy. Insured by NCUA.
Keep your business safe, secure, and spotless with the Omega Security Guard and Cleaning Team. Proudly located in Milwaukee and female-owned, Omega delivers professional security and tailored cleaning services to meet your needs. Whether it's event security or a custom cleaning plan, their dedicated team goes above and beyond to exceed your expectations. Because at Omega, they're not just your service provider, they're your partner in peace of mind. Contact Omega Security Guard today or online at omegasecurityguard.com. Omega Security Guard and Cleaning, protecting what matters most.
Being a caregiver for a family member can be very rewarding. It can be very challenging, too. Besides taking a physical and emotional toll, it can also take a real financial toll, especially if you're paying for home safety upgrades, covering medical expenses, cutting back on hours at your job, or having to leave your job altogether. In some states and in certain situations, you may be eligible to get paid for the care you provide, but finding reliable information about caregiver compensation can be overwhelming and very time-consuming. The AARP Foundation Paid for Care Hub can help. It's a free online tool developed with support from United Healthcare, where you can search compensation programs, explore your options, and get answers to frequently asked questions. Find out today if it's possible to be compensated for the time, effort, and care you're providing. Visit paidforcare.aarpfoundation.org to learn more.
We are the home of Milwaukee Black Talk. 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. A man charged with child enticement and abduction has been sent back to Wisconsin and is now in custody. 40-year-old Gary Day was arrested earlier this month at an Omaha truck stop where he was discovered with 17-year-old Sophia Franklin of Beaver Dam. Dodge County jail records indicate Day was booked into Dodge County Correctional Facility around 5:15 p.m. The 40-year-old Day is suspected to be the father of Franklin's unborn child. She is currently 5 months pregnant. Sarpy County officials say lesser charges against Day were dropped to expedite the extradition process. Some MPS schools may be set to reopen next week after weeks of lead cleanup. During the MPS Board of School Directors meeting on Thursday, Superintendent Dr. Brenda Casilius announced that with ongoing cleanup efforts, Fernwood Montessori could reopen as soon as next Wednesday. Dr. Casilius also announced that Starms Early Childhood Center is 75% through with its lead cleanup and could reopen by the end of April. As for Lafayette School, Dr. Casilius said cleanup would take another 4 to 5 weeks before students can go back to class. Auto prices will continue to rise with ongoing tariffs. Mike Schlossman of Schlossman Subaru says prices will rise regardless due to parts being moved across the U.S. and Mexico border.
Some things will be impacted there, yes, because of the parts where they come from. So they'll have tariffs put on individual components opposed to the whole car. parts go back and forth from the United States to Mexico, back to the United States. It's kind of goofy.
Schlossman says anytime parts cross the border, prices will continue. The man accused of murdering and dismembering a 19-year-old woman from Milwaukee returns to court today. Maxwell Anderson will appear in his final pretrial hearing at the Public Safety Building downtown. Anderson is charged with first-degree intentional homicide in the death of Sade Robinson. He's accused of killing Robinson after a date and then dismembering her before dumping her body parts across Milwaukee County in April of 2024. Anderson's jury trial is set to begin May 27th. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris continues on the new 1017 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Let me go back to what Chauncey was saying. Since Oreos keep popping up, note that this particular brand of cookie depicted in the photo above, which didn't come over, are not only far less fattening and far less sugar loaded on them than Oreos, they are far less offensive in name if and whenever used as a form of critiquing by any single one of your critics, opting to refer to you as whether he or she is just being facetious, adversarial, hideous, or just simply trying to be the epitome of idiocy. Wow. Hey, you shouldn't say that. Don't say that, Chauncey. You know why? Because somebody's going to think that you're an intellectual snob. You're a snob. You good with that? X or Xavier or Xavier, or do you even know your name? What you shaking your head for? I wish y'all could see him. He talks so much trash, like he think he knows something. He's like less than half my age, but he think he's the smartest person in the world. Like, really? What does everybody tell me? Stay in your lane. Oh, what, you want to fight? Watch this, dude. You know old age and treachery beats out youth and exuberance, right? All right. Hold on. I'll be back. Come on. Nah. Say something. Excuse me. 833-212-1017 is the number. I need a new producer. Because, he got kind of, I need a new producer now. So, you just, oh, well, I tell you. I need a new producer. Look. I ain't got no blood. Oh, I got a little speck of blood right there. So, okay, I got to wash my hands. Look. Got to wash my hands. try to get the blood off. Try to get the blood off. If we got into a fight, I would fall out. He would look at me, and I would wait till somebody was watching with a camera. And as soon as they look, I'd be like, and just fall out. They'd be like, he hit him. I'd be like, why you hitting me? Why you punching me? Stop hitting me. Help. And then just fall out. And then when they look, they'll say, well, I didn't see anything, but when I turned around, I saw him jerk back like the guy punched him, and then he fell down and hit his head, and now he's unconscious. Because you know I'm going to play sleep, right? Be open up my eye like, anybody looking? Anybody looking? That's all I'm saying. Man, y'all got to know how to do it. Like back in the day, we knew how to fake it. Know how to fake it. RC said, I could not imagine living during slavery or the Great Depression. Why do people think Republican versus Democrat results voting is always supposed to go one way forever? Change is inevitable. Yep. Hey, Matthew, I ain't got no hands. Come on. Step up. Come on. I got some right here. Right here. Wow. Somebody put in Dr. Karen Harris. I'm like, really, dude? Really? All right. Should I just block Matthew from ever being on the chat again? That's called power. I would never do that. Matthew has a right to say what he wants to say. Who takes a picture with sunglasses, though? Oh, we just having fun this Friday. 833-212-1017 is the number.
Number 5.
I'm back on MPS again from WISN 12. La Follette, Fernwood Montessori, Starms Early Childhood Education Center have all been closed since March 17th. And Dr. Brenda Caselius, superintendent of MPS, gave an update on reopening plans. La Follette and all that have been all closed. And Thursday night at the board meeting, Caselius provided a lead update. Oh, yeah, we need to know about lead. Yeah, tell us. And said that progress has been made with reopening plans for the 3 schools. And what is it? Said they're at roughly 75% complete. Okay, that's great, but what's the plan? And then that's when they said they had a proposal. They want to hold the lead companies responsible. But how do you step up to the fact that you let kids go to school there knowing that lead was in the schools? Like you literally knew, not her, she wasn't here. The school board knew that there was lead in paint and they let the kids go to school there. And now when you get called out and now when kids test about something you already knew, you actually blame somebody else. This is a school that talks about people taking responsibility and then they don't, the school board, and then they don't take responsibility. You actually held Keith Posley, well, you really didn't hold him responsible. You gave him a nice fat raise before he left. You call yourself holding him responsible, but then you don't hold yourself responsible. Shaking my head.
Number 4.
From Fox6Now.com, here's what we know. Several members believed to be a part of a notable gang were arrested where? In Grafton today. Grafton Police Department says 7 suspected members of the Florida-based Felony Lane gang were arrested on Tuesday. License plate reading camera alerted police about a stolen rental around 1:20 p.m. on Tuesday, and they found a BMW along with another vehicle traveling in tandem. 7 people at the Goodwill in the area of 7th and Wisconsin Avenue. Grafton Police Chief Jeff Caponera said the crew is known for thefts across the country. Caponera said it had in the system that this vehicle was associated with FLG, the Felony Lane gang. They steal IDs, credit cards, checks, forge checks, and immediately go use them. 3 of the people arrested, Christina Canty, Lacey Smith, and Devontae Walks, all were charged and went before the judge in Ozaukee County courtroom on Thursday. Prosecutors say the group had a stolen ID and checks with them. Criminal complaint explains squad car video captured Canty trying to hide them. Officers say they later found the stolen items concealed in her body, and police say they stopped the crew before they could do any damage, and they have a message for anyone else who may have followed. Stay out of Grafton because you're going to get caught. So y'all woke up that day and decided to do some police? Okay, I'm just teasing. Good job for the Grafton Police Department. All three people are charged and remain at Ozaukee County Jail. They face different charges from identity theft to possession of drugs, retail theft. The other accused people's names are being withheld until they've been formally charged by the Ozaukee County District Attorney's Office. So, great job for the Grafton Police Department. I guess we get to, check one for you.
Number 3.
What you doing this weekend, X? What you doing? Just hanging out? You can tell me in my ear. Multiple? Wow. Anyway, so, oh, it's like that. Yeah, we'll see. You need to go to a movie. Michael B. Jordan is in Ryan Coogler's Sinners. They hope to see a $45 million weekend, so I might have to force myself to go to a movie Saturday night. After weeks of trailers and interviews and teasers and sexy social media posts, Ryan Coogler's Sinners, starring Michael B. Jordan, who I don't think is a good actor, by the way. I'm sorry. Delroy Lindo, one of my favorite actors, and more, is screening in movie theaters around the world for the opening weekend. The vampire horror movie. Okay, I'm not going to see it. I'm done. I don't do vampire horror movies. I don't like horror. I don't like it. They expect to see $45 to $50 million in ticket sales. I'm just not into people biting people in the neck and drawing blood and screaming and I'm living forever, and they get into the sun and the sun kills them, and yeah. Probably because I've seen it so many times. It's like, how many times can you twist Dracula? Oh, I got a new one. See, we're going to call this guy, and we're going to get Tom Cruise to play, and we're going to call it Interview with a Vampire. Like, if you ever want to stop, it's just too much.
Number 2.
Speaking of too much, Tory Lowe was talking about this today. 2 men were dead after a triple shooting outside a Milwaukee strip club last night near Hopkins Street and West Hampton Avenue. Witnesses told CBS 58 it happened at Gold Diggers Gentlemen's Lounge around 11:15 p.m. The owner of that club told CBS 58 one of the victims was a longtime employee. Milwaukee police confirmed 37-year-old died at the scene along with another 37-year-old from injuries at the hospital. 34 was also injured. Loved ones have identified one of the victims as Maurice Williams, a father of 7 from Milwaukee. Worked as a security guard at Gold Diggers for nearly a decade and was working Thursday night when he was shot by a friend. The owner said the man who shot Williams wasn't a customer and showed up at the location to confront Williams at work. Police have not verified what led up to the shooting, but the bar owner said the man who shot Williams was also killed by a third person after killing Williams. A neighbor told CBS 58 this isn't the first incident at this bar, saying she had seen several shootings and other problems over the years there. So Williams' family is planning a vigil for him on Saturday, and check your social media so if you get information, you can attend. Maurice was a great guy here in Milwaukee, and he was very well known. So it is quite a loss.
Number 1.
So I'm going back to MPS, them suing. So what I don't understand, you want to get rid of lead paint. Why aren't you going to get rid of lead paint? It's going to cost the district a lot of money. We know that. If you're going to ask the public for more money, first of all, fix what you need to fix with the state of Wisconsin. If you're not going to get the money back, y'all need to learn how to write that off and roll on. But you're going to need a referendum for the buildings for the babies. And if you're going to ask anybody in the city to vote yes for schools, you need to vote yes for MPS to have a referendum to mitigate the lead. Not have a referendum to use the money for something else or a little this and a little that. No, to use it for the lead. And so when that happens, I think it's important that we have a neutral third party, not the city, not the state, a neutral third party to handle that. Because we already know that MPS cannot be trusted with money, and neither can the city. We had a global settlement because the city couldn't be trusted with money because they used it for something they weren't supposed to. So let's figure out a way to either put people in office that we trust. And I know one of the issues is that I believe the city owns the buildings. But while we're going through all these shenanigans and doing these resolutions and all this other idiocy, why aren't you taking care of the children? Well, we're 75% in, right? We're 75% done with the buildings. But at some point, if you think you're going to get money from somebody for lead-based paint, I think you're mistaken. You knew there was lead-based paint and you didn't do anything about it. When you found out, you should have sued, but you didn't. And then when they have, well, we called CDC, they wouldn't help us, and we need mitigation efforts. Why don't you call a company like everybody else does? Like I could get my basement fixed. I can get a commercial building fixed, but somehow MPS can't get lead taken out of a building. It's going to take hard work and commitment. What it's really going to take is a real school board with a real president that actually knows what they're doing instead of kissing the union's feet. But that's what we got. And that's why the kids got lead. Like whatever happened to the things when we were growing up that we had in school? Whatever happened to after school activities? Why do we have to have a community learning center? Because the kids can't stay at school afterwards and do homework or have what's called, what we used to call social center, where you hung out and played games and you signed up for stuff. All that's gone. All that's gone. And let me help White Widow with one small thing. Working in a suburban college versus working in a city college like UWM or Marquette, what is that? Like, I don't understand the difference in that. Like, I'm less of a black person because I work at Concordia? Like, that's just weird. She act like she got... I'm sorry, I almost said something. Whew. It is Pop-Off Friday, but she act like she... Oh, well. Like Lou Palmer said, it's enough to make a Negro turn black.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is Sherwin Hughes from The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. And Truth Nation, you can now watch my show live on YouTube every day from 9 a.m. until noon. Yep, you can get 3 full hours of watching Sherwin doing his thing streaming live on YouTube Monday through Friday. You'll get the same insightful conversations about policy, politics, and lifestyle while also seeing my reaction to the unpredictability of our listeners. So go to YouTube right now and subscribe to 1017 The Truth and see this wonderful smile live every day.
Escape the city and relax at Lake Lawn Resort in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin. Enjoy outdoor activities on Delavan Lake. Tee off at the Lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course or unwind at the award-winning Calidora Spa. With both indoor and outdoor pools, there's fun for the whole family. Take a cruise on the Lake Lawn Queen. Explore stunning shores and historic landmarks. And enjoy delicious food and drinks on board. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com, where everything is better at the lake.
At U.S. Bank, when they say they're in it with you, they mean it. Not just for the good stuff, the grand openings and celebrations, although those are pretty great, but for all the hard work it took to get there, the fine-tuning of goals, the managing of cash and workflows, and decision-making. They're in to help you through all of it, because together they're proving day in and day out that there is nothing as powerful as the power of us. Visit usbank.com to get started today. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, copyright 2024, U.S. Bank.
It's 1017 The Truth, Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. There's lots of buzz surrounding the draft, but you won't find one seeping through Pella's windows and doors. In fact, you should make Pella your number one pick because right now you can take advantage of no interest financing options or free glass upgrades as long as you order by April 30th. Make a statement by adding Pella's architectural interest inside and out with maximum design flexibility. Their talented designers and installers can match your unique home through dramatic sizes, custom colors, finishes, profiles, product types, and more. Along with durable and distinguished details, all Pella products stand the test of time, which is why they confidently offer the best wood warranty in the industry. Don't miss out on no interest financing options or free glass upgrades at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Certain restrictions apply, and the deal ends April 30th, so place your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. It's Papa Friday. What is on your mind? 833-212-1017 is the number. Let me double check the talking text line because I was wow. Okay. All right. Yeah, we gonna block Matthew. We gonna block Matthew. I'm just teasing when I say that because it's Papa Friday. But we gonna block Matthew because he talking crack. Dr. Karen Harris. If I was a Karen, I'd show you. Meta Ray-Bans. You know, I've always thought about getting some Meta Ray-Bans, but I just don't know if I want Meta all up in my business like that. Because people say, oh yeah, I turned it off. But is it off? Well, yeah, the light went off. That don't mean it's off. They track where you go. They track what you do. Dispatch said, kids are rude and ignorant. Who taught them that? In the Sinners is movie of the year? I don't think so. I hope, watch this, to God, a movie about vampires is not the movie of the year. I'm just saying. Now, if you're saying that because of Michael B. Jordan, Michael B. Jordan, whatever. He's a terrible actor. Like, I saw dude in the movie, I was like, Beyond Remorse, remember that? Or Something Remorse. It's worst movie I ever saw. I was like, what kind of, like, this is terrible. Oh, you can't say that because he's black. No, I'm saying that because he's black. He's embarrassing me. No, I don't care. He's a terrible actor. He's a terrible, I just don't like him as an actor. I just don't like him. And it's personal, right? Not personal. It's just my personal belief that he's not a good actor. What are you doing? What is he in there? He's always in there doing something. Always in there causing trouble. Matthew, please don't talk about Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z was the bane of my existence when both my children grew up. If I had seen another Dragon Ball Z anything, I would have went crazy. I got so many Japanese, those books that, you know, that you got to read right to left. I got a whole library of those. Really? I didn't know that. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, I did. Because it's talk radio, and sometimes you want to induce people to call or text or chat. You want to fight? Come on. Let's do it. We on YouTube. Come on. I know this is probably my last week on 101.7 The Truth because now we need 2 producers. So I don't know what to do. Is Sean here? Is Kyle here? Is we got at least 2 shows on Monday that's not gonna have a producer. I'm just saying. I'm one of them. Because, I'm telling you, old age and treachery beats out youth and exuberance every time. I'm just saying. Did you learn your lesson? You learned your lesson? Okay, good. That's okay. Talking trash. Not really. A city girl said, "Now don't be trying to scream elder abuse." What do you mean elder abuse? And then Matthew goes, "Manga." And I was like, "Thank you, Matthew." See, that's what I'm talking about. Did you know it was manga? Yes, I knew it was manga. I wanted somebody to tell me. They just messed it up my fight. That's why I beat both of them up. But the problem is, y'all think I can make it from here to my car without the police catching me? Okay. All right, because I'm going to show have to run. 833-212-017 is the number.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Gear up for a great time as Sports Milwaukee hosts Milwaukee Tailgate Week, presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Set for April 24th to the 26th, Milwaukee Tailgate Week features a variety of gridiron activations for all ages, steeped in Milwaukee's iconic sports history, brews, restaurants, and venues. As the 2025 draft takes center stage in Green Bay, Sports Milwaukee and the Cream City are excited to welcome the football world to Wisconsin. For tickets, go to visitmilwaukee.org/tailgate. Brought to you by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world class.
Use promo code VISIT for 50% off.
At U.S. Cellular, we believe loyalty is never a one-way street, so we love finding new ways to say thank you to our customers. This is why we're hosting Us Days again. It's our exclusive in-store event to celebrate you, our loyal customers, with unique offers for everyone. Visit our stores during Us Days until April 23rd to take advantage of offers up to $1,200 off of any smartphone and up to $500 off of any tablet. This is the perfect time to upgrade. Come into any U.S. Cellular store for more details. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Here is Ben Jammin with his truth.
Truth Nation and all the juicy jammers out there, can I be honest? Honest about what? Honest about me. Honest about following your dreams. Matthew 16, verse 26. What is it profit a man to gain the world but lose his soul? I didn't know what I was getting into when my mother birthed me. I never imagined walking out of a job would lead me here. Back in 2017, I was working third shift at a grocery store, hating it. I knew I had to make a change. One day I walked out. No plan, just a leap of faith. 2 months later, I got a job with V100, and it was on and popping. I met Wiz Khalifa, Jerry Springer, Ice Cube, and Charlamagne the God. But in 2020, everything changed. COVID hit, and I was furloughed. But it gave me clarity. Clarity on who I was, who my real friends were, and what I truly wanted. After 8 months, I got an opportunity with 101.7 The Truth. I got the chance to speak on air, and things took off. I started as a producer, and now I'm the host of Jamming with Juice. I've spoken with the White House, NBA All-Stars, and even killed an unreleased track with one of your favorite rappers. Through it all, I remained vulnerable with you, Truth Nation, especially after losing my dad. But here's the truth. It's not just about following your dreams. It's about preparing for them. What you want to happen is going to happen. But if you're not ready for it, you have to watch it pass you by. As a great prophet once said, you only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. So if we're waiting for the divine timing of the George Floyd assassination, the time that I took for myself to become greater, or the vision of the CEO of our company, 101.7 The Truth, or myself wouldn't be here. So I'll call it divine timing. I can tell you to follow your dreams, but it's much better if you prepare for them.
This has been Truth Takes on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Listen to Jammin' with Juice with Ben Jammin and Carrie Noni weekdays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
We've got some problems out on the road. First of all, we've got some debris in the roadway on northbound 41, right about at the ramp from Appleton Avenue. The left lane is blocked. We've got a crash on 94 westbound on the ramp from Highway G, so watch out for that. Delays basically from Calhoun all the way through to the county line. And westbound 94 through the zoo interchange onto southbound 894 at Greenfield Avenue. Also some delays northbound 894 from Greenfield all the way to about Hawley Road. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, a few storms early, then mostly cloudy skies, a low of 44. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, filtered sunshine, a high of 53. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 1017 The Truth.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Friday afternoon. 833-212-1017 is the number. Hey, by the way, I want to tell y'all, you know, sometimes there are times when everybody's life you get kind of tossed a curveball and stuff goes upside down and you got to readjust, realign, rededicate your resources to make things better. Well, sometimes you may have to, you know what you're going to do, but then again, you really might not know what the heck it is you're doing. And it's the first time you've ever faced the issue, especially when it comes to money. So for the last couple of decades, I've been able to turn to Educators Credit Union. I've had financial issues that involved other family members, me, kids, everybody. And I was able to go in and get advice and a plan. And I'm here today to tell you it actually works. At Educators, our members are our purpose. As a credit union, we're not concerned about profits or the bottom line for shareholders. Our greatest reward is you achieving your financial dreams through lower rates and access to free financial resources. Experience more heart and less hassle by making the switch today. Achieve more at ECU.com. That's ECU.com, insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility is required. Hey, Blacksmith, it's not my fault that you don't have class when it comes to music. So, this is Sting when he was with the Police. You remember the group The Police? Okay. All right. I don't want them to start crying. 833-212-1017 is the number. I am not repeating what RC said. I'm not repeating that. Looks like y'all are on a roll. It is Pop-Off Friday. Y'all popping off. RC is popping off. Not really a city girl. Oh, Dr. Ken is headed out old school Smackdowns. That's right. And what was we doing watching on TV? That's all I'm saying. Ric Flair. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Old school SmackDown. Y'all wasn't ever into wrestling? I was into wrestling, roller derby, like all the stuff that wasn't real, that was fake. I watched it. And it was great growing up. I had a great time. Well, he's stung already. Like, that's supposed to be funny? Like, what? Sting sounds like he needs a vaccine for that song. See, that's a person that doesn't have enough je ne sais quoi to understand the broadness of music. Like there's now, and I just admit this, I can't do country music. Although there's a certain black female country music singer that Mickey Guyton. Did I say her name? I'm sorry. But that if Mickey gonna sing it, yeah, you can call me. Yeah, Mickey Guyton. Of course it's sarcasm. What do you expect it to be? 833-212-1017. What's on my agenda today? So since my producer today was talking about it, I thought I'd school him on the political parties and the evolution in America. Like, how did political parties come to be? And taking a look. What was your major? What was your major in school? What was your major? Okay, so you really don't know that. Okay, so no, I'm just kidding. He said business and film. When you think about political parties in America, it's impossible not to think red and blue. Democrats and Republicans dominate the landscape. They shape everything. They do all the policies. Meanwhile, black people ain't been good on neither one, but, you know, that's just me. But the founding fathers didn't set out to create a party system. Many of them actually feared it. So how do political parties come to be in the United States? Let's take a quick trip. This comes from news1.com in an article written on the 15th by the staff. The roots of American political system date back to the late 18th century, even before the ink on the Constitution had been fully dried. James Madison, who would go on to become the fourth president, laid some of the earliest intellectual groundwork for the party system in the Federalist Number 10. According to Lumen Learning, in this essential, influential essay, Madison wrote about the inevitability of factions, groups of individuals united by shared interests. And that's really what a political party is. According to James Madison, these factions would naturally form in any free government as people band together. So it won't matter if you're black or white, even within your groups, there are factions, there are groups. They protect their views from potential government overreach. So Madison didn't support parties as we know them per se. His acknowledgement of factions foreshadowed what became a key part of our political system. And so political parties, interest groups, while not officially part of the government, emerged. But then you have Federalists versus anti-Federalists. After the Revolutionary War, divisions arose over how we should govern. Ideological splits gave rise to the first political factions. The Federalists, with Alexander Hamilton, favored a strong central government, a national bank, close ties to Britain. They represented more urban, commercial interests, and were key architects of the Constitution. Well, the anti-Federalists, who would later form the core of the Democratic Republican Party, were skeptical of centralized power, led by figures like Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, who basically distanced himself from Hamilton. They championed states' rights, agrarian vision of America, farming. Interestingly, George Washington, who leaned Federalist in practice, opposed the formation of political parties. In his 1796 farewell address, he warned that partisan politics could divide the country. Shocking, right? But then it wasn't until 1793 when Great Britain and revolutionary France came to war that the Democratic Republican Party began to take shape as a true opposition force in America. What I find interesting about this writing is it talks about the Federalist Party particularly declined sharply after it opposed the War of 1812 and leaving the Democratic Republican Party. And now it broke up. By 1820, the Democratic Republican Party split, paving way for Andrew Jackson's populist movement and the formation of the Democrat Party. And here's the thing. It's not the Democratic Party. It's the Democrat Party and the Republican Party. But now we call it Democratic. Well, that's some good branding, but works for them. Opposition to Jackson's policies eventually coalesced to the Whigs, later to the Republican Party, founded in 1850 with a strong anti-slavery platform right here in Ripon, Wisconsin. But then came the debate. Parties weren't part of how we started America. They became unavoidable because we have division and factions in everything we do. What began as a faction rooted in constitutional interpretation and economic policy grew into a full-blown political machine that we see now with the Democrat Party and the Republican Party vying for power, shaping public discourse, and defining the course of American history. Today's system looks different from the ones that emerged in the 1790s, but the core idea remains the same. Parties are a reflection of a nation's ideological divides and the need for people to organize themselves around a shared vision. We do it in organizations. We do it in football teams, baseball teams, basketball teams. We do it everywhere everywhere we go, but yet when it comes to politics, somehow everybody else is wrong. Somehow everybody else, right? The Republicans think the Democrats are wrong. The Democrats think the Republicans are wrong. And they just go back and back and neck and nothing ever happens. And I personally think it's unfortunate because there was a time when moderates ran this country. They were congenial to each other. They talked to each other. They listened to each other. And now we've just got rhetoric. And everybody wants to blame the other side. And so you're right, Joe. And so in the end, we've come down to two parties. And so my question, 833-212-1017, is it time to get rid of political parties? Have we shown that there's really no need for political parties? Vote your conscience, vote what you think, and all this being on one side and the other side, they're all liars and they don't know what they're talking about and this and that. Everybody evolves. Everybody is both liberal and conservative about some things. I think the fear is nobody wants you to know what you're liberal or conservative about, which I think that makes you what? A coward.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It's Kyle Wallace, host of Truth to Power on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, and I want you to tune in every day from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. as I engage in a community conversation I know you want to hear. From topics like our property tax bill price hike, which I know had us all shaking our heads, to the incredible MPS students getting millions of dollars worth of scholarships to pursue their dreams, I have you covered, Milwaukee. So tune in to Truth to Power every day from noon to 1 p.m. on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube.
Attention small business owners. In-person registration for the City of Milwaukee Vendor Fair, scheduled for April 24th from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. is now closed. If you missed registration, a recording of the event will be made available online after the vendor fair. For more details, you can visit milwaukee.gov/DOA event. That is milwaukee.gov/DOA event. This event is a gateway to expand your business through workshops, networking, and direct access to knowledgeable city staff regarding contracting and small business enterprise certification. Interested in expanding your small business via government contracting but can't make the event? Email devcord@milwaukee.gov to learn how small business enterprise certification with the City of Milwaukee can take your business to the next level. Sponsored by City of Milwaukee, Department of Administration, City of Milwaukee Purchasing Department, and City of Milwaukee Department of City Development. For more information, you can visit milwaukee.gov/DOA events.
At U.S. Bank, when they say they're in it with you, they mean it. Not just for the good stuff, the grand openings and celebrations, although those are pretty great, but for all the hard work it took to get there, the fine-tuning of goals, the managing of cash and workflows, and decision-making. They're in to help you through all of it, because together they're proving day in and day out that there is nothing as powerful as the power of us. Visit usbank.com to get started today. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, copyright 2024 U.S. Bank.
Finding stable housing shouldn't be a struggle. The Milwaukee Rental Housing Resource Center connects renters, property owners, and partners to the resources they need, whether it's rental assistance, legal aid, mediation, or tenant education. No matter what your situation is, you do not have to go at it alone. Get assistance today by visiting renthelpmke.org. That is renthelpmke.org, or stop by their office at 728 North James Lovell Street in Milwaukee. At the Milwaukee Rental Housing Resource Center, they are here for all your housing needs.
Bikers need protection, not just from other drivers, but unfortunately from insurance companies too. If you've been injured in a motorcycle crash, call Gruber Law Offices today. Bikers are often blamed for causing the accident because the insurance companies simply don't want to pay. At Gruber Law Offices, we've been fighting for injured bikers and their families for more than 30 years. Trust us to fight for what you deserve. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Snime. After beating the Tigers earlier this week 2 out of 3 times, the Milwaukee Brewers will now shift their focus to the Athletics this weekend. Tonight will begin a 3-game set as the Athletics come into town. First pitch tonight is set for 7:10. And over to the NBA, where good news out of Milwaukee. Bucks guard Damian Lillard has been cleared for full basketball activity. Bucks president Peter Feigin on WTMJ on Thursday. Not predicting exactly when Dame could be back, though.
We're not predicting what game in this series or not. This is literally day one of kind of being cleared, so I think we're going to take it as it goes, but it is really great news.
Great news indeed, as it's the Bucks and the Pacers. Game 1 on Saturday. That's set for noon. The Sports Update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown team. Member FDIC.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Little kid in a small town, I did my best just to fit in. Broke my heart on the playground, when they said I was different. Oh, now I'm all grown up and nothing has changed. Yeah, it's still the same. It's a hard life on easy street, just white painted picket fences far as you can see. If you think we live in the land of the free, you should try to be black like me. My daddy worked.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. I just had to play some Mickey Guyton, you know. She's my only country music artist I actually like.
Just to live that good life.
Anyway. 833-212-1017 is the number. Mickey Guyton is on with Winky Blue. What's going on?
Hey, good afternoon to you, Doc. Hey, man, I think we need to keep those parties because it brings a balance, and it shows that there can be a shift of power. If you don't, if you take that away, then you become you become some type of monologue or something. You don't become the way we have our democratic process now. I think we would just be a communist country if we got rid of those parties. But I heard you talking about country music, man. Black folk is taking country music by storm, and just like we've dominated golf, just like we've dominated everything else, even your little homeboy, before they locked him up, Dirk from Chicago, that one that he did, what was it?
I don't think we gonna ever take over country music.
Well, you don't think so, but really country music is a spinoff from blues. Remember, it used to be called honky tonk.
Right.
It was honky tonk, and they changed that name, and now it's country and Lil Durk. And look at that whiskey, Yo Money Bags. Them boys is crossing over, man. And that whiskey by Yo Money Bags, or even what's his name, Jelly Roll. I think he's a big fat guy, but I think I like how he get down.
I got it. I got it. I just don't like country music. That's all.
Okay. All right. Okay, we don't like it.
All right. I got to roll. Talk to you later.
My man.
Have a good weekend. Happy Easter. 833-212-1017 is the number. Why are you calling me Lana Banana? What's going on?
How you doing, Dr. Harris?
I changed your name to Lalana. Your name was not Lalana.
Okay.
Banana. And I can tease people that stutter because I stutter. So if somebody's mad at it, too bad. Yes, ma'am.
My baba used to stutter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was just pop on Friday. So, what I want to say, I've been wanting to say this for almost a year now, but I'm gonna say it now. That's funny how Melanie said in Paris, when the police kill a person, they get on TV and apologize, but she didn't apologize to you when you said it was offensive when she said inner city.
Well, everybody has a right to don't call her out because she's white widow. Just give her room, like you. Even though she didn't give me room, she told me to go to hell. I don't know, but okay. God bless you. That's a wonderful thing to say on Easter, but whatever.
Yep, and she tried to call me out last year, but it wasn't no need for that because I did what was right.
It is talk radio, and it's entertainment, and let's not take each other so personally that we become offensive to people.
But you said it was offensive when she said inner city.
That's because I'm not offended, but it's offensive because it's a buzzword for black people.
Oh, okay.
Just like ghetto used to be, Jews who lived in Germany, but now ghetto has morphed into poor black people. Or when you call it urban education. Well, we're going to teach teachers urban education. What does that mean? Are you teaching, I don't understand what that means. Bloomington Normal is an urban area, but really what you're saying is teach black kids. And I have a problem with that.
Yeah. Dang, I forgot I was going to say.
You must be getting old. You better take the weekend off. All right, dear. Hey.
All right, have a nice weekend. All right, bye-bye.
All right, bye. Have a great Easter. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Hey, it's Good Friday. Death of Christ on Friday, rose 3 days on Sunday, on Easter. If you're Christian, take some time this weekend to think about the life God's given you and the blessings you have. Got it? You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Tori Lowe Show is coming up next. Thank you, Z. Thank you, X. Am I Y? Oh, it's going to be a great weekend. Take care.
Be quiet.
Okay. Forget it. I'm going to be quiet.